Got just a regular old WJ in the shop. It's actually, well, it's mine. I give it to my dad. And the rotors are shaking. And I just clicked over on Rock Auto, ordered like a whole kit. I think front rotors and pads, just some cheap pads. Ray Besto was like 60 bucks. So didn't even feel like taking them off, turning them at my other brother's shop. So got those. And then if you can put it in your budget, I highly recommend doing calipers. But if not, I understand. And when I get there, I will show you just some ways to know that you may put the pads on there and you may drive it a week and they'll decide to stick on you. So like I said, if you can afford it, go ahead and do them. But if everything feels right, you may not even have to put them on there. So we'll get started. I'll show you what to do. Obviously got to take the tires off, and then I think this is about most of the tools you need. 18 and then probably a 17 honestly, but 11/16 will work. Small flathead, big one, and then maybe a pry bar will help you out. Maybe this stuff too. Got front rotors, rear calipers. They probably won't tell you at the parts store. They're the same. So if you need the bleeder always needs to be on the top side, so you can actually screw the bleeder into that one, vice versa, put this over there. So those will work. These, they had the potential, but they didn't do it. You can see they just didn't drill it. There's the bleeder. So got those. I'm pretty sure 99 to about 01 they used a different style. It's relatively the same, shouldn't be much difference. Get this thing up in there. One quick simple thing is if that's where the key's on, turn it to right there. Don't go all the way back, just right there. So now whichever side you decide to work on first, you can take, and just, it takes a little second, but now you've got easier access to all the bolts and stuff right there. I'm gonna start in the back and get them knocked out, and then we'll work on the front. So first thing, we'll get this little clip off. Just kind of get you a flathead, wiggle around there. Usually just tap it off in there, bring that out, then same thing right down there. Keep this because the new ones don't always work. This is the part where I was going to say you can tell if your caliper's good or not. Just want to go find somewhere, usually between the caliper and the rotor, and that way you can just pry. And that's pushing the piston back up in the caliper. You can rent a fancy tool to do the same job, but this way right here, like if you're having to force it really hard, you're probably gonna need a caliper. Like this one's just gently gliding back, just gentle pressure. So put some new pads on there. This one should be good. Got a little more out of it. So now 18 millimeters back here, we're going to zip them. Well, no. Yeah, we can do it that way. I'm using power tools just because I got them. You can obviously do them with a hand tool if you need to. So now I'm just going to flip this around. There's two 7 millimeters in behind these little caps here. If for some reason you wanted to take the caliper off separate from the mount, that's how you do it. But this particular Jeep, I don't really care about, so we're just gonna do it this way. Slide them out. They had a little bit of life in them, but we're just gonna go with it. If the rotor won't come off, luckily it's Southern Jeep, it just does, but always spray PB around right in there and right around there. Let it soak, makes a huge difference. Don't ever hit up here. If you'll just keep hitting around right here, this surface, it'll eventually break loose. So just gonna slide that off, and then let me get a new rotor. Everybody's gonna tell you to get some brake clean and clean this oil surface off there. I'm not saying you can't, but I 100% guarantee the first time you hit the brakes, it's just gonna cook that oil off there. Brakes get oil on them all the time. Every WJ on the road, these wheel seals right here leak gear oil, so these things will be cooking, you just not even know it. So now we're just gonna slide our rotor back on. You can put a lug nut on if you want to hold it still. Put this pad in first. It's got the little things that go inside the piston. Just wiggle it down in there. They've got some little catches they gotta hang on this bracket. Like I said, if you took the bracket off, it'd be a little different story, but this should get the job done. Sometimes you can slide the bracket around Just give you a little wiggle room to get it in there. If I was you, I would probably take the bracket off. I'm not having good luck here. I usually don't put new stuff on. Everything I do is used. Should be good. Slide in place. I did not push that piston in far enough. So this is the tool that they're going to try to wrench you, and I should have pushed the piston back up in there. I just made an honest mistake, but just slide it off in there, kind of line it up. And this is the one, like I said, if you're having to absolutely crank down on this, you're wasting your time. The caliper is going to stick. So as long as you can just kind of gently push it back off in there, you should be good to go. Maybe now it'll fit. Alright, got everything in there. Maybe it'll go together now. It's just, you buy the cheapest stuff out there and you complain about it. Got to watch the mounting bracket back there, and then at the same time try to get these brake pads to spread apart. Yep, there we go. I just reached down in there and kind of spread them apart. Now we want to line up the mounting bracket. There we go. Put our bolts back in, we'll get them tightened back up, and then we'll work on this stupid little clippy thing here. I'm going to try the new clip, just see how it works out, but I always usually end up going with the old one. Going to just tap it off in there. Let's see. Yeah, there ain't no way that's ever going to go. Well, it might. See if we can get it to hook into there. No. I'm going to try it this way. I'm going to hook it right here where my finger is and see if I can't pull it to where it needs to go. Alright, I don't like this clip. Put that back in there. Yeah, you can just manhandle this and this should do the job. So that's got the back covered. I'm going to knock the other side out and then we'll work on the front. If I was you, I would have took the bracket off. It's just two 7mm Allen heads, should be. And then it's just a whole lot easier, trust me. That other one took me like a whole 60 seconds. I just went a little harder on that, made sure the piston went all the way in. Easy as it gets. Front ones, these are a little different. They've got guided bracketed caliper, I guess is the word. There's like some pins in here that slide in and out, and these models are known for them rusting up. If yours has Allen heads, they usually don't rust up. But if they got the 17mm 11/16 bolt you got to take out, well, we're going to watch out for them. So, man, these pads look good. Dadgum. So again, you can hook right in here or try to find somewhere just to push that piston back up in there. That'll save you from using the tool or renting the tool, but at the end of the day, it's probably easier to rent the tool. I was just showing you the trick. Especially on like off-road stuff, I'll just do this and move on. But let's see if we can get any spread with this. It's going. If you look right there, got a small gap. Oh, be careful. Everything feels good. Let's see. Now I'm going to try to actually go push the caliper back. Try to anyway. I think that guide's probably crusty. Yeah, I'm going to say we're going to have trouble out of the bottom guide. I'm trying to push the caliper back where I can get in between the brake pad and the rotor and actually push the pistons back up in there. So now I'm going, putting the screwdriver right in there, and we'll just keep working around, see if we can push it in a little farther. Get the big pry bar back out. Oh yeah. Like I said, you can just feel it just slowly going back up in there. Should be good. Front, we're going to do a little different. I'm going to go ahead and take the caliper off. 17 millimeters right here. I don't think it'll fall. It'll sit there. Now if you got, hey, look at there. It's a caliper hook. I usually just take them. Just find somewhere where it's not hanging by the rubber. If you do it, the internet's not gonna like it, but you'll be just fine. Just don't just let it just fall to the ground. But so now we can go ahead and remove our pads. These pads did come with clips. Those are up to you if you want to install them. They're not a big deal, so I just use whichever one works. I'll just lay it to the side for now. Get the back caliper out. Before I take this bracket off, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. These little guides right here, see how that one's already getting stiff? Yep, I figured that one's pretty tight right there. So I'm just gonna wiggle it out, pull this rubber off. Yep, got it out. Then probably don't have to use this stuff, but I've got it. Just keep applying it. Make sure they go in and out pretty good. These are a very big deal on like brakes pulling to one side and wearing evenly. So I want to make sure they're right. Like if you bought a new caliper, they come with it. Put some more grease, spin it as you're going in. That one's good. Now I'm gonna get this bottom one out and do it the same way. It's gonna fight me, so if you're having to fight it too hard, just go grab you a bracket. But if not, you can get it out of there. You can probably clean it up, get it re-greased, and it'll work. We'll knock this one out. All right, I got the guides freed up. They move in and out good like they should. Now 18 millimeter, I'm gonna get this bracket off because we gotta change the rotor. If you're using just a regular old socket, you can see this ABS wire just gets in the way. I usually just pop it off right there, kind of tuck it out of the way. Now you can just get your socket right on there, as long as that's out of the way. Them bolts right there get really tight, or if you got some thread locker, I'd put them on there because they're really short and fine thread and they'll work back loose, so don't want your caliper falling off. Just gonna lay this to the side. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Hitting right here don't really work. Just keep hitting around this surface right here. Safety glass probably would be ideal. I put this one on there. It's got a number 1 where I turned it before. See the dust coming out. It is working. Just won't come off. Might swing right-handed. There we go. Can't believe that thing. I just put that on there since when I got this Jeep. Probably a year ago. It was tired. So now make sure this surface right here is all clean. Slide your new rotor on. Stay. Now we'll put our bracket back on. 3 hands really works nice right here. Got the bolt started right there. Like I said, these get very tight, and if you've got some blue thread locker, maybe a little bit of red, probably a good idea. Yep. So now we're ready for our pads, new pads. The guide fell out on the back and the front. I just like using the old ones because they're not as tight and stiff as the new ones, so maybe they won't be as sticky. Alright, I had to use one new guide. I reckon the other one was missing. Get it tapped up on there. See, I can already tell it just don't fit as good as the old one did. Maybe why they didn't use one. See if we can get a pad in there. Yeah, that'll work. Fits in there, it can't fall out. So now all we do is just slide our caliper back over. Get the little bolts lined up. Don't forget this ABS wire if you undid it. Get these little bolts tightened back up. You gotta spin the little guide thing to make sure it lines up with a caliper. These ain't gotta be as tight. So just make sure this thing is spun and where it needs to be, otherwise it'll be stacked up on there and you'll see daylight through there. So just easily run it down. You see it's flat, you can tighten it down. I feel like that's about it. We're gonna get it on the ground. Now that you've pushed those pistons in, it's pushed all that fluid back up to the reservoir. So sometimes it'll even run over because people's added so much fluid over the time. This one didn't run over, so we're gonna let it down. Probably pump them up and then check our level and make sure, well, we'll explain when we get there. I gotta get some tires back on. All right, I can't make this stuff up, just pulled the cap off, and it's absolutely as full as it can get without running over. So now I'm just gonna gently pump them up, and one thing I would recommend, when you pump them up, just go about halfway. And that's a kind of old school myth. For how many thousand miles now, your master cylinder has never went all the way to the floor, and I've seen it done it, but it'll go so far and like move some new trash around, and you'll have to put a master cylinder on. So I have seen that. I know that myth is true. I'm just gonna keep giving about half pumps until we get a good tight pedal. Yep, that's where it should be right there. You can see it went down. It could probably be a little bit lower, but it's right there. As the pads break in, that fluid will go down even more, so we'll be right on point. I guess that's about it. I'm gonna check this Jeep out. Till next time, appreciate you watching. Any ideas? You know what to do. Have a good day. But I forgot to show you, obviously I did use something to take the lug nuts off there, but basically the 18mm, 17mm, 2 flatheads, and then a good pry bar. And then I could have done it without that one. Just got in a hurry on the one back one, but that's all the tools you technically need if nothing else went wrong. And I didn't even use no calipers. Have a good day.